Yo, my name's Lewis Spears. I'm a stand-up comedian and I've got a very important video for you today. I want to talk about something that I care a lot about, and that is, can comedy survive cancel culture? In the last 2 years, cancel culture has been incredibly powerful. So many people have been cancelled. There's Aziz Ansari, there's Louis C.K., Kevin Hart lost his job hosting the Oscars. James Gunn got fired by Disney. Harvey Weinstein, probably a bad example, doesn't really fit with the others. I think that was legitimate. When these comedians and James Gunn were cancelled by Twitter, it seemed like their careers were just over. If you were looking online, if you were reading articles, if you were trusting a bunch of journalists and the media, it looked like these people were finished. That's how powerful cancel culture has been in the last 2 years. But what's happening recently, what's happening right now, is something very fucking interesting. Cancel culture is losing its power. All four of those people either lost a very important job, like Kevin Hart and the Oscars, or had their entire career cancelled, like James Gunn and Louis C.K. But all four of those people are currently making a comeback because people are starting to realize that, surprisingly enough, everyone isn't infallible. Cancel culture is losing its power because real people want real comedy from real comedians. They don't want sanitized, boring stand-up from people that are fighting for justice for this marginalized group that was just invented last week, rather than actually telling jokes about how the world is today. People understand that people make mistakes, or that times change. If a joke was offensive 20 years ago, why the fuck should Kevin Hart lose his job today because of it? He doesn't do that shit anymore. And what do all of these four people that were previously cancelled have in common? They're all currently working. James Gunn has been rehired. Aziz Ansari just dropped a special on Netflix. Louis C.K. is back doing clubs, getting standing ovations. Harvey Weinstein, well, he's hopefully going to jail. Bad example. I should keep him out of this video. So, how have these three stand-up comedians and one movie director been able to revive their career after being cancelled by the media for telling jokes and having their careers destroyed? It's because the divide between what the media says and what the people want is growing larger and larger every single day. Dave Chappelle's latest comedy special is the perfect example that proves my point that the divide between traditional media and what actual real human beings think is getting so wide that they're no longer on the same page or even in the same fucking book. Last week, Dave Chappelle released his latest comedy special. By the way, in the last 2 years, he's released 5 because he's one of the greatest on the fucking planet. Vice magazine said that Dave Chappelle's comedy special was offensive and out of touch. Paste magazine said that he was angry and railing against cancel culture because he was mad that the world has moved on and he's becoming irrelevant. Journalists who write clickbait articles for fucking Vice magazine are calling one of the best comedians in the world irrelevant. Tell me, when's the last time an irrelevant comedian released 5 comedy specials, won an Emmy, got nominated for another Emmy, then won a Grammy, and then went on to win the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, all in just 2 years? Jeez, it's easy to hate success when your only talent is making cunts angry on Twitter. With Dave Chappelle walking directly into the line of fire of cancel culture and coming out the other end completely unscathed, plus the 3 comedians I listed previously coming back into the spotlight, doing just as well, if not better, than they were before getting cancelled, and even James Gunn, a movie director, getting rehired by fucking Disney after telling rape jokes, which were clearly jokes. It might be a bit early to call it, but I think cancel culture is really losing its influence. And the reason for that is because people are starting to realize the only power that cancel culture has is the power that we give it. If a comedian tells a joke and the entire audience laughs, and then a journalist who wasn't at the show writes an article cancelling them for that joke, the only way they'll actually get cancelled is if the people who read the article give a fuck. If nobody gives a fuck, nobody gets cancelled. And you know what? I think that the world is finally getting to the point where nobody gives a fuck about blue tick cunt journalists on Twitter and their opinion on comedy. 6 months ago, I released a video talking about this very topic called Real Comedy is Under Threat. And in that video, I said that I was going to stop worrying about the media, stop worrying about trying to get opportunities given to me or handed down by other people in suits who aren't comedians and don't really understand what people actually want. And instead of focusing on those things, I was going to double down on YouTube to give comedy as much as humanly possible to you, the people watching, my fans, the people who support what I do. Instead of waiting for other opportunities, I was just going to put out as much shit as possible on YouTube directly from me to the audience. And here's what's happened. Since releasing that video and focusing on YouTube, my channel this year has grown more than 110,000 subscribers. And we've released more than 60 videos on this channel alone. That doesn't include the podcast that I'm doing or the Luke and Lewis show that we've just started up as well. To put that in perspective, last year in total, after the year finished, I'd only released about 40 videos. So by the time this year finishes, I will have more than doubled that amount. In that video, I also talked about the editor that I've hired to help me with videos, wanting to quit Red Rooster.
Fuck Red Rooster, let's make comedy.
What happened when we put that video out, Keelan? Did you quit?
I got fired.
He got fired from Red Rooster because we shit-talked Red Rooster. And instead of waiting until I had enough Patreon supporters to bring him on full-time, I just had to fucking do it because I got him fired. So, thanks for that, YouTube. That was the one bad thing that came out of that video was he got fired. But at the end of the day, it worked out well because now he works 5 days a week making comedy for you guys to enjoy. And I haven't gone broke yet. And the reason why I haven't gone broke is not because of any media opportunities or TV or comedy special deals. It's because of you. Since prioritizing you, you guys have returned the favor. My Patreon support is up. People buying merch is up. My tour just went on sale. I sold 1,000 tickets in a fucking day. That's how powerful this shit is. That's how powerful prioritizing getting comedy directly from me to you is. It fucking works, and I'm going to continue doing it this year.
Ooh, sorry, I just had to change into my No Slide Season Tour merch. Bit of a quick plug there for you cunts. But I'm making this video to tell you guys what's next. For me, my career, and more importantly, what's next for you. What I'm gonna be putting out on this channel, what I've been working on. So, as promised in the video that I did 6 months ago, thanks to you guys supporting me on Patreon, I'm going to be bringing Keelan, my camera guy, on tour with me to No Slide Season 2 every single one of the 20+ shows with this fuck off good camera to film all of them, to release stand-up comedy regularly on my channel for you to enjoy for free. You see this video behind me? That one is already sitting on my channel waiting to be released. If you want to see that shit, support me on Patreon. You'll catch this one and 4 others that are sitting there ready to go that will be released as the year goes on. Now, with that being said, obviously I'm not going to be releasing the entire show online for free. You are going to have to see it in person, but what I will be doing is releasing crowd work, hecklers, any bits that are topical about what's happening currently today that I do on stage. And we're going to film this entire tour and all of the shows that I do next year, and hopefully 2020 I will have one stand-up clip to drop every single week for an entire year. That's the goal. That's what I'm working on this year, and that's what I need your guys' help with. So if you want to support what I'm doing, if you want to see more stand-up comedy from me, it's fucking expensive to do, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do it for you, but I do need your help. So, how can you help me do this? Well, the best way is to support me on Patreon. That's what pays the bills. That's what pays for this cunt after he got himself fired from Red Rooster because of what I said. If you support me on Patreon, you will get access to all of the stand-up clips that we currently have banked up that'll be coming out over the next 2 months straight away. You'll get them straight in your inbox. You also get early access to every single video that I do upload, as well as the stand-up clips that we will be filming on my tour, which starts next weekend. You can also buy a No Slide Season t-shirt. They're fucking really good quality because, as you can see, we ordered a shitload of them. And when I drop these stand-up stand-up clips, share them with a friend, spread the word about real comedy. Tell every fucking person in your group chat about what we're doing here, because I think it's super important. Because cancel culture had its moment, but that moment's fading, and comedy is fucking king. So tell a friend, we're gonna do this shit together. Support me on Patreon, grab tickets to No Slide Season. The tour starts next weekend. Buy a t-shirt, spread the word. Let's fucking do this shit together. This Thursday, I'll be dropping the first stand-up clip, and from then, they'll be coming out every 2 weeks, unless you want to watch them all at once on Patreon. I'm Lewis Spears, and as far as I'm concerned, cancel culture's cancelled. Comedy's fucking king. Let's do this shit together.